Joining me now with reaction to the rally and so much more, former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci. Good evening, Anthony.
Hey, great to be with you, Judge. Congratulations on the book. I read it last week. It's fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of laugh out loud funny parts in there.
I appreciate it. All right, listen, you know, the president tonight, and you and I both know that he gets energy from his audience. It goes back and forth, and I think he's at his strongest when he's in front of an audience like the one he was tonight. But, you know, when the Democrats go forward in this special election on Tuesday, what are they going to say? The economy's rotten? We're not safe anymore? What are they going to say?
Well, I'm going to go back to your book. Their playbook is that the Republicans are racist, that they're xenophobic. It's all of this identity politics, and it's all of this politics of division. They can't really argue the policies. They can't really argue the state of the economy or rising wages for the Hispanic American or African American communities. And so they try to divide and they try to hit you with ad hominem attacks, Judge. So that's what they'll do. But tonight, what I loved about tonight is that the president was unleashing his vintage true self, and it made me think back to 2 years ago during the campaign. And this is something, frankly, that other presidents don't do, is get out on the campaign and rally people the way he is. Yeah. He's going to be so fresh and so ready for 2020 and right in through the midterm elections here. So you got to love the fact that it's a Saturday night. He could be in Bedminster relaxing, but he's in a 110-degree auditorium giving that kind of a rousing speech.
Yeah, and you know, that's a great point. The man is a nonstop worker. But I want you to listen to this sound of him tonight. Take a listen.
A vote for Troy's opponent is a vote for open borders, which equals massive crime. Like, they don't care about it. They don't care about the crime. They don't care about your military, and they don't care about your vets. The new platform of the Democrat Party is to abolish ICE and let's not worry about crime. Oh, really? Doesn't work that way.
I don't know who wouldn't agree with that. You?
Well, listen, it's a very bad strategy for them. So what's happened is the president is a human wrecking ball for the Democratic Party, and he set off the alarm bells on the far left. And so all of these politicians that want to run for president are racing towards the far left, and that's their third rail. That will be their ultimate demise. And so I don't want to be a Democratic strategist here on your show, Judge Jeanine, but let me tell you, it is the absolute wrong strategy for them, and they're playing right into the president's hands. And so he speaks in a common sense way to common people. And I'll tell you what, when you listen to him speak, like I did in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, my dad's hometown,
right. And my dad's hometown is Scranton.
Yeah, there you go. So my dad's from Plains, you know, maybe 15 minutes from Scranton. And right there, I'm thinking to myself, these people relate to him. He's the blue-collar billionaire president. He's able to tap into their joy. He's able to tap into their aspirations. And by the way, the policies have been phenomenal. So it's going to be very hard for them to argue against what the president is actually putting on the table for everyday average Americans.
All right. Anthony, I want to ask you this question. And, you know, the GDP and the tariffs. The president said tonight, if we get the trade deficit down, the GDP goes up. Now, you get finance. This is your forte. He talked about the fact that we've rebuilt China with a $500 billion a year trade deficit. It's time that we rebuilt our own country. And everybody understands that. But this whole thing with tariffs, you know, they talk about the fact that, you know, it's not a good thing for America. They're going to hurt us. Explain this to me.
Okay, so just briefly, the president's position is that the trade system since the end of World War II has been unbalanced. The U.S. did that to help build the rest of the world after the devastation of World War II. And with China's introduction into the World Trade Organization, they came in as a developing nation 17 or 18 years ago. And so the president's point is, we rebuilt the world, we helped the Chinese, they're the second largest economy now. The world has to turn around now and allow us to have a symmetrical trading system where it's free and fair trade, where their tariffs come down. And oh, by the way, if you're not going to bring your tariffs down, we're going to raise our tariffs to meet your tariffs. And so I think what I liked about the strategy is it's finally getting people to the table. You know, the president of the EU, Juncker, was in town last week, and now they've got an impasse or a ceasefire. And I think the president will eventually get his way. I've had 2 or 3 conversations with him about this. The most recent one was last week, where I am, because I'm from Wall Street and I understand capital flows, I'm worried about the tariffs because it could change the psychology in the market. And the president has such great momentum, Judge. 18 fantastic economic months. Yeah. Let's dial into this thing surgically with great precision so that we don't blow the momentum and the positive optimism and psychology in the economy. But I think the president's on the right track.
Quickly before we go, he made it real clear. He said, we make a car and China taxes at 25% when it gets over there. They make a car and we charge them 2.5%, which they don't pay. I mean, that's real simple to me.
Well, yeah, that's correct. If you sell a Harley Davidson in Germany, a $9,000 Harley Davidson here is $24,000 there. So the president is 100% correct about the system. He's rattling everybody's cage. I think it will be effective. But what I don't want to have happen is any of the great momentum that he's created in this economy for these workers that he was talking to tonight. I don't want any of that to be deflated, Judge. Okay. But he's on course, and I think what he did with Juncker last week was a great sign of the things to come by the end of the year. I do predict lower tariffs and more free trade for the world as a result of President Trump.
Anthony Scaramucci, so good to have you on. Thanks so much.
Hey, great to be here.
Thanks.